Hey friends, how are you? This is Rob, and sometimes there are things, moments in life that you want to capture, even though you're not really sure why or what you're going to do with that footage or that memory, that little recording. And this is one of those moments. So I want to give you a little bit of background. Then we're going to do a Amazon opening, and then we're going to do a taste test. So let me give you just a tiny bit of background information here. I just got back from 3 weeks of vacation. This year, my wife and I are celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary. By the way, we're both 51. We got married when we were 21 years old. We've spent 30 years together. We spent a few more years before that together, but here we are, 30 years later. And to celebrate this, my wife set up the vacation of a lifetime. I took 3 weeks off of work. To put that in perspective, I took 2 weeks off of work when each of my children were born. So this is, by 33%, this is the longest vacation I've ever taken. By the way, I started at my job the same year that my wife and I got married. So I've been working at the same place also for 30 years. So this is the longest vacation I've ever taken from work. I certainly didn't take a longer vacation from Pizza Hut or Best Buy, which were my prior career opportunities. And so we've had an absolute blast on our vacation. We went to London for 2 days. By the way, I live in Oklahoma, if you don't know who I am. I live in Oklahoma. We flew across the Atlantic Ocean. We spent 2 days in London. We spent 2 days in Paris, and then we spent 2 days in Barcelona, Spain. Then we got on a cruise ship in Barcelona, Spain. We went to Cadiz. We went to Malaga. Those are both also cities in Spain. And then we went to the Azores Islands, which is where this story is going to pick up, in Portugal, before continuing on to Bermuda, where I had the distinct pleasure of seeing the northernmost tip of the Bermuda Triangle. Somehow I survived. But anyway, this isn't about the Bermuda Triangle. This is going to be about Portugal and the Azores Islands. I hope I'm saying that right. So as part of our cruise ship, we docked in the Azores, and we were able to take a excursion. What a lovely, an absolute lovely, beautiful place to see. As someone who grew up in Oklahoma, and I've seen a lot of things. I've been to all 50 states, but to go to another country that's out in the middle, to me, out in the middle of nowhere, and such just beautiful green scenery, green everywhere. We got to see a crater. There are lakes in the middle that are made of volcanic craters. The whole island is a volcanic island. The island was formed because there are tectonic plates that smashed together and formed this island that just juts up out. It's absolutely stunning to see. And we were fortunate enough to get a little bit of free time, and were able to explore the island down around the craters, lakes. There is a small town, and we were given the opportunity. We were given about an hour to explore that area, and that's where this story begins. Because there's a small, I would call it a convenience store, not a gas station, just a little corner grocery store, very small. And I'm sure anyone who's been on a cruise and been to the Azores Islands has probably been to the exact same place. I think it's literally a place that gets they might get some local visitors, but I suspect that the vast majority of people who come through there are tourists who have been dropped off just like I was, and exploring the area. And so when I go to a place like that, now I would call myself a moderately adventurous food consumer. What do I mean by that? So If I go to if I went to a restaurant, like if I went to a sushi restaurant, I have had eel, which is pretty commonplace. I've had different things, calamari and things like that, right? But I'm not gonna eat like cow's eyeball or cow's brains or that. That's off the table for me. So I would say I'm a little bit adventurous, and a little bit willing to participate in local foods and local customs, but I'm not crazy. I'm not eating scorpions or spiders or weird things like that. Would I try? I might try rattlesnake. I'd probably eat. I've seen people that eat rattlesnake or crocodile. Like I would try, or alligator. But anyway, the point is that when I go to a place like that, I want to look for something that they have locally that we don't necessarily have here in Oklahoma or even in the United States. And so while I was in this small shop looking at the different foods and drinks, they had Fanta drinks, which I recognized the brand Fanta, but they had flavors I hadn't seen before. And so we said, hey, let's get one of those. That sounds like fun. And some different things. And while we were perusing the snack area, I saw something that I don't believe I've ever seen before. And that was ketchup flavored chips, and specifically ketchup flavored Ruffles. Now, I do know that they have ketchup flavored chips in Canada. I think that is more common in Canada. It's not common at all in the United States. In fact, I don't think that I've ever seen ketchup flavored potato chips for sale anywhere in the United States. I might be wrong, and if you know of a place in the United States that sells ketchup flavored chips, put that down in the comments, because I would love to try it out, because it'd probably be a lot more inexpensive than my experience. So while we were there, I saw these ketchup flavored Lay's or Ruffles potato chips, and I thought I'm going to try these. That sounds so weird and so interesting that I think I would like to try that. And so we purchased the bag of chips. Then we still had like 15 to 20 minutes while we were waiting for our. We had already kind of walked around the area, and so we had time to kill. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna try these chips. And I opened the bag of chips and I tried one, and they were heavenly. They were wonderful. They were, dare I say, the greatest chips I've ever had. I don't know, but they were very, very delicious. Now, of course, here, we have traditional. We have sour cream and onion is popular. We have barbecue chips are very popular. If you get Doritos, you got your Cool Ranch, you got, your flavors like that. Never had a ketchup potato chip. And the ketchup flavor was like that very sweet ketchup flavor, like really sugary, artificial. But when combined with the salt of the chip, there's something about it that just pops. And again, here's a thought that I had. We eat French fries with ketchup all the time. That's completely normal. And really, is a potato chip all that different than a French fry? I mean, they're both potatoes. I mean, one's long and squarish, or maybe crinkled, who knows, and curly. But I mean, it's made of a potato, and a potato chip is obviously made of a potato, just a sliced up potato, So they both have salt on them. So is it that much different? I don't know. But I mean, let's at a bare minimum, let's say they're in the same family. So it's not as weird as you would think. But man, the salt and the crispiness of the chip combined with the sweetness of the ketchup flavor, I mean, fantastic. Wonderful combination. Kudos to you, sir, who came up with this combination. The combination was so good that in the time between we decided to wait for the bus to come pick us up to take us back to the ship, and the 15 to 20 minutes we sat there, we ate most of the bag of chips. We saved a few chips. We put some chips in a backpack. We took them back to the ship and we finished them off that night. But they were delicious. They were so good that I immediately picked up my phone and went to Amazon and said, I have to order more Ruffles ketchup flavored chips. have them waiting for me at my house when I get home from our vacation. And the first one I found, the only one I found, said Portugal exclusive. Now, I'm not here to tell Ruffles what their market is or where they should market things. It does seem pretty limiting to take your most delicious flavor of chips and only sell them in Portugal. I'm not a business guy. I'm not a marketing guy. That seems to be like there's possible room for expansion in that. And so what Amazon did and what Amazon does is it recommended other ketchup flavored chips to me. Now, I didn't know there were any ketchup flavored chips before last week. But in addition to Ruffles, there are other brands. Lay's also makes a ketchup flavored chips. Several other companies do. And as I scrolled through and looked, what I saw was you can order these if you live in Canada. If you live in Canada, they're very inexpensive. If you live in the United States, and you would like a bag of ketchup flavored Ruffles, that's going to cost you about $35. If you're not in the U.S., normally a bag of chips costs me about $3. So 10, 11, 12 times the cost of a regular bag of chips. Ridiculous. I mean, we got to take into account shipping from Portugal, but other than that, no, there's no reason for that. So I began looking at the other ones, the other brands that were available in Canada because Canada is closer. And I thought maybe that would be a possibility. And so the options from Canada are still more expensive than I would traditionally pay for a bag of chips, but not that exorbitant. I saw several bags of chips in the $6, $7, $8, $10 range. And so one of the ones that I saw were ketchup flavored Pringles. Now, Pringles I am familiar with, and Pringles has all those traditional flavors. They have your sour cream and onion. They have your barbecue. They have traditional Pringles. Pringles also has some interesting flavors. I went on a road trip several months ago. I stopped in, I believe it was Dollar General, and I was looking at the Pringles, some road trip food, and I saw that they have pizza flavored Pringles, which is a little odd, but not bad. They had like buffalo chicken, or I guess like buffalo wings flavored chips, which is what I ended up getting, and they were good. But I did not see ketchup flavored chips. I'm sure I would have remembered that. So they do have some unique flavors, but here in the United States, as far as I know, and again, if you know otherwise, please let me know, they do not have ketchup flavored chips in stores. But they do have them on eBay. Now, if you ever bought a can of Pringles, there is a sign you don't want to hear. It's that sign of little tiny bits of chips rattling around inside your can, which traditionally means that can has been abused and the chips may be broken. Thanks, Amazon. I don't know what to say. I should have said, please deliver carefully. But here we are. There's something written on the label. It's like a number. It's like a number 980. Maybe that's how many chips are going to be in here. I doubt that. These chips cost me about $7 for a can of Pringles. I don't know what a can of Pringles costs. I mean, they sell them at Dollar General, so I'm guessing you could get a normal can of Pringles for $1 or $2. So this is much higher than I would normally pay for Pringles. But if you want ketchup flavored chips, apparently in the United States, you're going to pay for that privilege. Oh my God, listen to this sound. That's not a good sign. I'm not happy with that. I wouldn't be happy with that if I paid $2 for this can, and I'm sure not happy with that knowing that I paid $7. So if you're familiar, I'm sure you probably are with Pringles. There's little Pringles man with his little mustache. God, you can just hear the remnants of whole chips. Just sprayed. Not actually getting the ketchup flavor that I had expected. But, oh my God. I mean, if you look, it's just like chips smashed. Like smashed, destroyed chips all on the top of this. God dang it. Amazon. There's your sound. No, they. I'm going to tell you right now. They unless there's some with a little bit more flavor. Are these really ketchup flavor? It does say ketchup flavor. No. I mean, you do get the ketchup flavor, and I will say this. I had the same experience with the Ruffles, which was if you put one in your mouth, it was okay, but if you put two in your mouth, it was perfect. It gave a little bit more of a ketchup flavor than the chip flavor. When I eat one, and when I say one, I mean broken, stupid ass Amazon, these broken ass pieces of chips. If I eat two, then it's like in the ketchup flavor builds up a little bit, but it's not that sweet ketchup that I got from the Ruffles. I was really hoping to not spend $35 on another bag of chips, but I'll do it. I may do it. All right, so I'm digging down through piles of broken chips. So, and now I've got like kind of a wad here. I would say once you get a full-size chip, there's a little bit more ketchup flavor. But again, this does not capture the experience I had with the Lay's. So Pringles ketchup flavored chips, not my favorite, not the best. So if you follow all my stuff, if you're a fan of my stuff and you follow me on Patreon, which is patreon.com/Rob O'Hara, you follow all my podcasts and stuff, just know that probably next month, $35 of my Patreon will be going to a bag of Ruffles chips that are ketchup flavored, unless someone wants to send me. If you are in Portugal or Canada and you would like to mail me a box or a bag of ketchup flavored potato chips, get in touch with me, and I will give you my address. And let me tell you, if you package them in a way that results in the chips looking like this, don't bother. Unless you can do better than what Amazon just did, don't bother. I can't believe this. Okay, now, I mean, if you saw the bottom of that one actually has like more kind of seasoning on it. And by seasoning, I mean ketchup. So those are not bad. The other ones I had were 10 out of 10. I mean, these are barely approaching a 5 or 6 from my experience as a chip tester. So, anyway, I will say they're okay. I definitely would not pay $7 to import another can of these. Hopefully I can get my hand on another one of those delicious Ruffles, bags of Ruffles in the near future. So anyway, this has been a fun little ride. Thanks for stopping by and checking this out. Check out all my stuff. All the links are down below. Cheers. Cheers. Have a ketchup chip.